Hello and welcome to the 5th edition SyrikProps framework for Map Tools 1.4.40 NERPS edition. We are going to begin by providing the stats for my character Tanis Arkel by going into his properties, which we can enter by either right-clicking and going to Edit, or by double-clicking, and then found here under Properties tab. Currently, he just has the basic properties, which just says Hi. And to fix that, we go to Config, then under Properties, we hit Quad Props and go back to Properties. Now here we see all of this information. Type in CR, that's mostly for DMs, which you'd put like if he's a half elf, so you put Elven /1 because he's a level 1 character, or more appropriately, what his actual CR is. For level, he's a sorcerer of first level, so sorcerer 1. Bam, done. He's passive perception of 14. So bam, done again. Movement, that's good, 30 feet. Elevation 0. He's a spellcaster, so these things are kind of complicated. For most people, you can just delete them. For spellcasters, though, I would suggest you use them. The main way to edit them, the easiest way at least, is to go into the thing, either Control A if it doesn't automatically grab everything, and Control C to copy. Bring it over to your notes, and just edit this for how many spells per day you gain. So I only have 2 spells at first level per day. The rest I don't have per day at this point in time because I'm level 1. So I grab that, copy it again, bring on over, Control A, and paste it in there. Now, levels 1 through 6 or 1 through 9 are already added, so that's good. We don't have to do anything with that. But for classes that don't get levels like 7 through 9 or whatever, you can go into this, Control A, copy, and just delete all of that, and then Control A and paste it back in. PowerPoints, they are similar. For them, we'd need to go grab, the easiest way to do this is grab spells 1 through 5, and just delete all of that. Rename this to, let's see, whatever your power is. I have a power called Favored by the Gods, so FBTG, so I'm going to label it. You can label it what you want. And we're going to mark that to the name of the property, which is known as PowerPoints, because that's the thing we're going to call from. And we're going to rename this to the name of the property itself that we're going to call, which is FBTG, and then FBTG Max over here. And renaming this one to PowerPoints. And copy that, and paste it down to here. Now we're going to grab this, spell points, copy that here, delete all of those, keeping level 1 and level 2, and then rename that to FBTG and FBTG. Now this is case sensitive, so keep that in mind when you're making your properties, and just bring it to how many times per day I can use this. Since it's long rest power, I'm just going to have it set to that. Copy and post it down into PowerPoints. And now that's done. For stats, let's see, I have a 14, 14, 14, 13, 14, 15, so bam, 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 fucking bam, bam. And yeah, looks like we're all good. Okay. For HP, you're going to want to just leave that as is. It already has all the coding involved, same with AC and def saves. Defenses, if you have any like advantage on saving throws against spells, then you just put like ADV versus spells. Bam, done. Resistances, you'd have like fire 10, pretty simple. Conditions, if you have a condition such as shaken by kobolds, I don't know why you'd have that, but if you do, you can put it there. Buffs, if you have haste active, you can put it there and it'll show up on your token. Current HP, my character has a max and current HP of 13, so he has not been injured, so we're going to put that right there and there. Temp HP bar, keep that as 999. Temp HP, that will go up if you gain any spell effects or the like that will boost that, so if you have like 8, I think, gives temp HP, then you just put like a 5 there, and then bam, you have temp HP. Proficiency is your proficiency bonus. Just keep it, it defaults to 2, which is level 1 character, so we're good there. If you have any extra attacks, such as a fighter at level 5 or whatnot, just boost that up to 2, or 3, or 4, however many attacks you get in one attack action. So I am a level 1, so I only have 1. Weapon primary, I have a Nightblade, so bam, acts as a longsword, that's a D8. I do not have anything boosting my critical threaten or critical multiplier, so that just is 20 and 2. We can leave that. It is a +1 weapon, so we can put a 1 there. And just to pretty this up, we're going to put it in parentheses, but you don't have to. +1 and Night Scourge, because that's the property what I called the boost it gives against evil things. It doesn't have any other bonuses. I'm not using it. Yeah, I'm not using it like that. I am proficient. So I'm using my strength, so we're good to not have finesse. If you are finessing a weapon for dex or dex attack and damage, then you just put a 1 there, bam, done. If you have a double proficiency bonus, instead of putting proficiency W1 set to 1, put it to 2, and it'll double your proficiency up here. So instead of having a +2, it'll give me a +4. I then have a dagger. Bam. That's pretty simple. I'm proficient in it. We're good. And Gouda, done. And then I have a sling. I totally put the dagger in the sling slot. Dagger, 1d4. Bam, 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 done. Okay. And then the sling, similar function, set up right there. You'll notice that this one's primary, this one's secondary, and this one is ranged. Yeah, the primary and secondary have pretty much the same properties, but ranged is a bit different in that they have a strength damage R instead of finesse, and proficiency WR instead of proficiency W1 or 2. So I'm proficient in it, so we're good. Put that as 1. It has a range of, I believe, 30 feet. Let me go make sure. Yes, 30 feet. Technically it's 30/120, but for this property we need to just put the first number. So just 30. It does get strength to damage instead of dex, so we're going to put it as 1 right there. And the rest looks good. Okay. Now we go down to armor. I have base armor of 14. Oops, there we go. So we set that to 14. We're good there. It has a max dex of 2, so instead of 99, we put that as 2. I don't have a shield, so that's all good. Bam. Done. I don't have any sneak attack. If you do, you just put like a d6, 1d6, bam, that's 1 dice of sneak attack, 2d6, 3d6, etc., etc. Leave it 0 if you don't have anything there. For hit advantage or hit disadvantage, if you have that for your attacks, you just put a 1 there, and now you have advantage on any attacks using the attack frame. Same thing with disadvantage. Fumble rate, if you have anything boosting the number with which you fail an attack automatically and cause a fumble, just change that to that number. So if you roll 1 or 2 and you fumble, just put it to 2. Normally it's set to 1 and you fumble, so just leave it as is. If anything boosting your initiative, just put it here. So +5, bam, it's +5. Done. I don't have any bonuses, so we're going to leave that as is. If you have anything boosting a specific attribute, this will boost both skills and ability checks with this attribute. So I have advantage on strength checks. Bam, done. And then we have saving throws. My character is proficient in Constitution and Charisma saving throws. We put a 1 there. Again, if you want it doubled, you just put a 2 instead of 1. And now for skills. I have Arcana, Athletics, Insight. So similar with the saving throws, we just put a 1 or a 2 if we have it doubled. Then I have Perception, Persuasion, and Survival. Perception, Persuasion, and Survival. I'm level 1. I'm active levels 1. And I am a Sorcerer. Bam. Now these things aren't here. The Barbarian down to Wizard aren't really that necessary, but they are helpful if you want to get a bit crazy with your macros. Current level and active level are important though if there are effects that could drain your level. Kind of like negative levels in Pathfinder and the like. So we're just going to keep that as is and remember to update that as we level up. If you have any spell resistance, put it here. So if you have a 10, just put a 10. If you're Corporeal, put that there. And if you have Evasion, just put a 1. These are all, the top 3 are all just, or top 2, Incorporeal and Evasion are all just 1. And it'll say, yeah, you're Incorporeal, or yeah, you have Evasion. If you have fire resistance, you put it here. Cold, like lightning, acid, thunder, radiant, etc., you just put the number that you have, and when using the AoE spell frame, which we'll get to later, it will automatically apply that energy resistance or martial resistance for physical attacks such as bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Okay, now these toggles leave blank. You don't need to touch them. The framework will cover that in the attack frame. Buffs, there's a campaign button that will automatically apply these if you click it. If you don't want to deal with that, you can just go into your properties and click a 1 here and it'll turn it on. For Bark Skin, though, and Mage Armor, since those boost your AC, you'd put the number that boosts it to. So if Bark Skin gives you a plus 16, or not plus 16, 16 or higher AC, minimum 16 AC basically, you just put a 16 and it'll give you the better of that or your AC armor, which is 14 for me, so it would boost my AC by 2. Mage Armor gives you 13 minimum, so again, you just put a 13 and done. Shield of Faith, that's just a 1 or a 0. 1 means it's on, 0 means it's off. Same with Slow, Feast, Blessed, and Haste. So those will automatically apply to your token properly. Yeah. Then we have Death Total, Death Cap, Life Total, Life Cap. Just keep those at 3. If you ever get a boost to your cap, just go down here and change it to like 4/4, and then you're good. The Death Check or the damage and healing macro will automatically update these as you go. So if you save a death check, you become stable and all that and increase your cap. And once you hit 0, one of these, either a good thing or a bad thing will happen depending on which one you're going for. So if you hit death total 0 instead of the max if you're 3, then your character will die and gain the dead state. Now that's all the properties. And my character's all propertied up, so we're good there. He's an elf, so back to the config tab. He has sight, dark vision. Bam, done. If you want to give him a portrait, you just click on this little plus, find in your library, which we'll get to in a bit on how to actually add your library to it, and find the picture. I have a lot of folders, so, you know, take some time. Come on. I believe in you. Be my friend. There we go. And I broke. Okay. Okay, we go to pictures and just normally it's not this laggy, but my computer's kind of meh right now. So then we go to the folder that we put our picture in, and I put mine here. So just find Tanis Portrait, because this is the portrait slot, and then Tanis Handout. Now the portrait, when we hover over our token, will show up in the bottom left corner, as you can see, next to all of our properties. Type CR down to passive perception will only be visible by the DM. Everything else on that list is visible to the owner of the token, with a few exceptions such as elevation, which is visible to everyone. Now if we right click, we can show handout and see the picture that we added for the handout. Bam, pretty cool. And then, cool. If you are smaller or larger than medium, you just right click and go to size and a bit smaller, a bit larger, you know, size changes, fun. If you have a state, such as like you're blind, just right click and go there and bam, you're now blind. If you want to add a halo so you're easy to spot out in a crowd, easy to do that. And if you want to just like flip yourself around just to look at people, pretty easy to do that. Alright, and if you want to set your facing so you're like, hey, I'm looking this way, pretty good. Now, if you have any DMs using Fog of War, which we're going to turn on right now, bam, you can select your token and click Control+I, and it will reveal all that your character can see. Now, going to player view, we can see that you can see this area. So we can't see past that area because the tree's blocking his path, same with this tree and that tree. And you see a bit of a pond over here, so that's pretty cool. We're just going to turn that off. But since he has dark vision, his area is pretty lit up. But if we re-expose that, I believe that is through this macro. Go to non-player view. Just go shoop. Oh, it was holding. There we go. Okay, now if we click on the human, he doesn't have dark vision, so his vision, since it's currently set to nighttime, is only this little area, only within 10 feet of him. But we can go to light source and give him like a lamp, and then control I again, and bam, you can see a bit further. You'll notice that this area out here is a bit darker, and that is the area of, I'm not really sure the proper term for this, but it's dim light compared to the bright light in the center. So it's a bit darker over there, but it's still lit up enough for him to see. And we can just go and turn that off. Now if you have an aura, such as like an aura of courage, just bam, and let me control I for this in. Now you have this little white aura, because that's what the aura of courage looks like in this. And it'll follow you around. You have a 10-foot aura that everyone in that lightness will get that boost if they're an ally, assuming that is one of those kind of auras. Or you can give them an aura of warding. So maybe aura of life. Man, a lot of these are white. I thought I'd put some of them red. Oh well. Okay, now that's covered. If you have any notes you want to add, you can just type them here. It's free to type. Just whatever. Shoop, 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 shoop. If you're a DM, you'll have access to this. Be able to type as normal as the above notes. So you can keep your own personal private notes on PC or NPC tokens just fine. If you have VBL, which we're not going to get too crazy with for tokens, but you can apply VBL, which is this little tree right here, how it's all X'd out right there, and they can't see past it, to your token. Basically saying, hey, I have a tower shield on this side. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. On the right side of me, so I should have VBL there, because people can't really see my face that well. I wouldn't do that, though. Just, keep it as is. We don't need to deal with VBL for your token. If you want to go through the entire list of states, you can find it here instead of doing the right-click state. See all the stuff. If you have any speech, you can be like, I speak common, and then I speak common. Bam. And then now that that's written out, we can go over here and be like, oh look, he understands common. There we go, pretty simple. Hell, DMs and the like be able to like, oh yeah, I know your language pretty easily now if I just right-click your token. For ownership, you want to make sure that the player who owns that token or any of your allies, so they can easily move you around when you're not online or the like, just make sure that you're ticked. Bam. Gouda. DMs do not need to have themselves ticked because they automatically have ownership of everything, but yeah. Other than that, if your token is a top-down, let me go grab one of those so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, didn't mean to go to textures, meant to go to top-down. Here we go. Character is a top-down token, such as this dragon. It's kind of small, but you can use the top-down shape instead of the circle or square shape, and when you rotate it by setting facing, you'll rotate the image like so instead of just giving you an arrow, which is nice. But generally we don't use top-down tokens, although they are fancy. Alright, and after that, you already know all this fun stuff. If you want to be snapped to grid, there's this little check mark here. If you want to be visible to players or only visible to owners, right there. If, say you are invisible, and you want to be like only 50% visible, so we just bring this down here to 50% opacity. Bam, now it's slightly obscure. Just going to bring that back up. Alright, now for the campaign frame, which can be found under Window and Campaign. Most of your macros for your token will either be on Campaign or Selected. Both can be found under Window and then Campaign Selected. Here's the campaign frame, and here's the selection. To have it pop up, I'm going to grab chat so you can kind of see. You can just kind of click it and drag it around like most windows, and just click the little pin icon to tag it on into the that side where you're putting it placed against. So, alright. Now, for any people who are needing to go AFK, there's a button at the top right here of the campaign frame. You can just click it, say you're AFK, and you're back. And in chat, I'll say, has gone AFK or has returned. If you gain an elevation or lower an elevation, you can use this nifty little macro to be like, hey, look, I'm flying 60 feet in the air. Bam. 60 foot in the air. Cool. Alright. And then we're just going to turn that off by clicking and then clicking OK. If you change vision type, for example, by gaining the blind condition, you just click here, vision type, blind. Now I can't see anything. Holy balls, can't see anything. And we can just click that again and change it back to my normal vision, dark vision. And we're fixed. If If I want to make any ability check, we can just click one of these, and that needs to be fixed. Why is that giving me an issue? Why is that giving me an issue? Oh, I know why. Yep, I thought so. Let's try that again. Yep, okay, it wasn't applied to token. That's a good thing I know. I know how to fix that. And it will roll our strength check. I have +2 strength, so 13 plus 2 is 15. It always shows your roll right in the parentheses, so you know what you rolled, to make sure there's errors not having issues with your token or your macro. I'm going to do that for the others after the tutorial, but yeah, stuff. If you want to make a saving throw, just click this macro and choose the ability score. Let's make a charisma. And I'll have to apply this to token as well, because I'm a panda and I forget things. Okay. Bam. There we go. I have a +4, because 2 charisma and 2 proficiency equals 21. We're good. That's working just fine. I'm just going to assume that this one's also not set. Yep. Okay. And skill check. Let's use one of my skills that I don't have proficiency in. Let's do intimidation. I have +2, so it should give a +2. Yep, +2. They're good there. Giant list like the saving throw. Now, if you're a spellcaster and let's say you're shooting a fireball, so you'd go up here, find the template tool, radius template tool, and fireballs are 20-foot radius, so bam, just draw it on in. You can change the color if you want, but this is just a quick little thing to show you. Everyone in that area will be hit by this, and we click AoE spell if we're the caster. It has spell resistance, then we put it up here, equal to our number, so if we have a +10 to penetrate SR, we just put a 10 instead of 100. And then we do saving throw type. It's fireball, so dexterity saving throw. It's a DC of, let's see, 8 plus 2 plus 2, so 12, because that's my DC. I wouldn't have fireball at my level 1, but, you know, whatever, for this example. We'd normally already have rolled the damage, but for this, let's just say we rolled an 8. 8 fire damage. If you fail, let's apply the state fatigues for funsies. Click OK, and we'll see in chat, Dex 12, 8 fire, fatigued on fail, Gouda. Okay, now the DM, he's going to select all the tokens who are in the area, and then he's going to click this nifty button that only the DM can activate, and it'll automatically apply their saving throws and all that proper. So you'll see that those who saved took half damage at 4. If you have evasion, you'll take 0. Normally the spy right... No, let me turn off Fog of War real quick. Normally the spy right here would have evasion, but I didn't apply it because I forgot to do so, which is why you should remember to do things. But he failed anyway, so he wouldn't have been affected by evasion. So that's good. Those who failed now have the fatigue state on the token, the little boxy right there. They already took the damage, and you'll notice now that they have damage on them, that they have a health bar. So it shows kind of where you're at in HP for other people who hover over your token. And yeah, there we go. That is the AoE spell, how that works. Now before, when we were talking about these spells right here, 1st through 9th and all that, here's the basic macro. I believe this is already set up for our spellcasting. Now it is. Okay. And looks good, looks good, looks good. Got it. Okay. And I'm just going to cast a spell, 1st level spell. Bam. Spell, standard action, which needs to be changed to action because that's from Pathfinder. Fortitude, that needs to be changed as well to Constitution. Some changes I need to make. I forgot some things. It's a good thing I'm doing this. And I hit an SR of 4. Okay. Must roll to 3. And bam. Set up like that. You can add extra notes to these. These are all macros you're going to do yourself generally, or you can have someone who's knowledgeable do it for you. But just like this is a spell. And just change the type to con, and this to 1 action. Apply. Okay. Cast the spell again. Now it looks proper. This is a spell. Woo! 1 action, con DC 13, SR2. I thought my DC was 12. Oh. Guess it's boosted higher. Cool, cool. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yep, it's not. I forgot to edit that. We'll fix it. Yeah, it's the land of 10 plus 1 plus stat mod, because that's Pathfinder, instead of the 8 plus proficiency plus stat mod. Alright, there we go. Now I'll get the proper number. You'll notice when hovering over your token, though, after those 2 spell castings, my spells, first level, are now listed at 0 of 2, so I don't have any more spells per day at that spell level. To fix that, we'll just go over here and click on the long rest. And takes a long rest, cures my spells, shoop-a-doop, shoop-a-doop, shoop, does all the things, and bam, get my spells back. And I'm healed to full HP, because that's what the long rest macro does. The short rest macro doesn't do anything to your token, it just tells what can happen. So if you actually want to spend hit dice, just say, hey, I'm going to spend some hit dice during the short rest. You're good, and you can just roll it up and heal yourself using the heal macro, which I'm going to use on the dwarf, because my character's already fully healed. So if you're injured, you can just be like, hey, I'm going to heal 4 HP. Bam. Done. Healed. If you want to gain temp HP, you can do the same thing. Instead of clicking healing, though, you click temp HP. Bam. Gain 5 temp HP. And now under HP, you'll see 52 of 52, and then temp 5. And if he is damaged, do some damage macro. 5 damage. He has 0 temp HP now, because I just damaged him for the temp. You'll notice, though, when you have been damaged or healed, this blue number is only visible to the DMs, so they know what you're at, but players will not, and that kind of gives reason to have like Death Watch and such active, so you can kind of see where they're at. Or if you're all players and you're all giving people ownership, they can just see what your HP is, because they can just hover your token and be like, oh look, there's your HP. It's up to the DM what they're doing, but yeah. So that's damage and healing. Let's just damage Monsieur Dwarf guy. 52 damage. Okay, now he's at 0 HP, and he has now gained the unconscious and dying state. So, on his next turn, he goes to the campaign and click Death Check. Bam. And he fails the DC 10 Constitution check. Or, not Constitution, it's just D20 check in 5th edition. DC 10. I just need to relabel that. So he takes a point of damage, and still lives, and his death saving throw would be reduced by 1 to 2 out of 3, which did that for life but not death, so I will have to fix that and switch it around because I switched it the wrong way. But yeah, that's death check. If you save, I'm just going to keep clicking this until I save or die. There we go. You save, then you lose the dying state and you are good. You're no longer needing to make those. Obviously, he would have died, though, because those are horrible rolls. Alright. And for when combat is called, which the DM will click one of these 2 buttons, or both of them, add all PCs to initiative. These 3 are PCs. Oh, I forgot about that. Set yourself as PC, top right corner, bam, done, PC. Good. And you just click this macro as the DM, and PCs roll initiative, and you'll know, as PCs, the next, oh, that macro's not set up. Yep. Okay, I need a good thing refining this. Oh, it is set up. What's wrong with that? Oh, that makes sense. Deck space. Okay. Let's try this again. Bam. And rolled. They all rolled initiative, and they have been added to the initiative window, which again can be found under Window, Initiative. Just drag that out a bit so it's easier to see. And then the DM can click Sort, and bam. Dwarf, Elf, Human, Tannis. I rolled horrible. Okay. Now pop up in chat if a PC has received initiative or not. We'll not do that for NPCs. Now for NPCs, we just click on this one for the DM, and it'll tell you how many NPCs you've added to the initiative panel. And as the DM, you'd click the DM initiative macro on the NPCs, which I'm going to zoom out and go and do that real quick. Shoop and shoop. Also need to fix that. Okay, probably should have assumed that it was broken as well. Dex, base, and bam, and bam, and... Okay, that's proper. The DM one does not add in the information to chat, but does properly set them up in the initiative. So we're good there. DM can sort and makes him first, and Goblin 5 has received initiative. We don't know that because he's not a player, but now the DM knows that that person is gone. And we just go down the list. Bam, 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 bam. Next round, round 2, all the Gouda. Right, that's how that works. These things are all just for DMs. These checks right here. So those are all Gouda. And now for the buffs. So, if, for example, Tanis would cast... actually, he wouldn't really cast it on himself. He has armor already. If the human mage would cast mage armor on himself, we just go to here, M armor off or on, we turn it on, and bam, his AC's been boosted. No, I need to impersonate him. There we go. Mage armor on. There we go, AC 15. Cool. We just turn that off, and set. Now, for the shoop, all those other things, we're all good there. Now for the attack frame. For that, we just go up here, attack frame, drag that up like a normal window, snap that on in, have access to it. Cool. Now for Tanis, he's just going to do a standard attack. No flanking, he's not using the dodge action, which if you do use that, just click yes and clear, and make it so. And it will say, dodge. Done. You've dodged. So you know that you're using that as your action. And he's going to make a standard attack, make it so. Bam. He has a +5 to hit, so that is proper, and +3 to damage, so that is proper. Now, if I were to use my offhand, I just switch from that one to this side. Now I'm using my dagger, +4 to hit. And that is proper, and +2 to damage, that is proper. And my slaying, main hand, range attacks, always use the main instead of the off, so don't click here, it'll cause errors. And it say I have a +4 to hit for some reason, I don't know why. Just put it there, make it so. Now I rolled a 1. It tells me the confirmation roll for the fumble, if DMs are using that rule. And let's just try that again. There we go. And there's my attack roll. Looks good, so we're good there. Now, if you have flank, which does give advantage, just click that. It'll take the better of the two, and I rolled an 18. You notice if I click that a couple times, generally the rolls will be somewhat high, although not really from that look. Same function if you just go in here and apply, where is it? Right here under combat mods. If you just apply hit advantage to one, it'll do that. Or if you do hit disadvantage, you know, the CAC frame will take the lower of the two. Now, if we go on over to Monsieur Dwarf, there we go. Monsieur Dwarf, impersonate. One thing of note, when you are using the attack frame, make sure you are impersonated, which to do that, right-click, impersonate. Otherwise, the attack frame will not work. So, impersonate Dwarf, and let's give him basic attack of standard. See, he only gets one attack on a standard attack. This is to give you reason to, like, if you have a bonus action attack, you can just click that. For full, though, which is generally what you're going to be doing, make it so. Bam, he gets 2, because he's a fighter of 8th level. So, there we go. 2 attacks. One of them was a fumble, it was really sad. Let's give him flanking. And bam, that is still a really sad roll. You are horrible rolls, Mr. Dwarf. Okay, well, he still rolled twice, so we're good. Same concepts as everyone else on the attack frame. So, that's pretty simple for the attack frame. And all that's covered, and that's covered, and that's covered, that's covered. Alright. As a DM, if you're confused, you can just go over here in the tables window, double click this, bam, the creature can act and move normally. That's what I rolled. It automatically has the 1d10 and the effects up there. So we're good there. You can add other tables if you want for like if you want to have a random counter, random 1d10, defaults to 1d100. 1 dragon 299. Puppy. 100. Goblin. Bam. Just click that. Look, got a puppy. 98% chance it got a puppy. Makes sense. Alright. And now that's Gouda. Pretty much the rest has already been seen. Yeah, already have movement. You just click and drag. For chat, you can hold spacebar to point. You can hold space and control to do a little talk bubble, or shift and space to do a thought bubble. If you, while moving, you click spacebar and it'll add waypoints. You don't have to just do like, oh look, I want to be here, but I want to go around the trees. So, doop, doop. And that looks pretty good so far. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to turn the VBL back on, grab all these guys, Control I. That's what they can see. Now if we move forward, it'll automatically reveal fog as we go if the DM is using this version of Fog 4. Some DMs don't, because it does cause a bit of lag for lower end PCs. But notice that as we enter into their field of view with the VBL and Fog 4 active, they become visible. But only those in our vision sight. Now, technically, we have this revealed from Fog of War, but there's not in our vision, so we can't see them. So that is how that works. Now, another method of VBL, or not VBL, for Fog of War, be just going to the token layer and just drawing in on the draw tool, just big black boxes. And then, as you go, you just be like, I did a horrible circle, oh well. There we go. Circle, reveal. And that's a way to do Fog of War that's not as intensive as just using the draw tool for black. For the other radius tools, just cone, shoop, normal, line, shoop, shoop, burst, blast, wall. Just follows your cursor, so, you know, like that. If you're the DM, you can add VBL to areas. So if you want... Oh, I forgot to do this tree. There we go. Nope, I did hold the shoof. There we go. So we just add a little X. Now the tree is VBL'd. And when we look at it... Doop, 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 doop. Can't see past it. All the Gouda. So if we're trying to look through these guys, we can't see them because the tree's in the way. Ah! If we want to measure things without having to move our token, so if we were like, how far away is this gobbo to me? You can go to this tool, just shoop, he's 40 feet away. He's 50 and he's 60. Or we can just do the old-fashioned way, just be like, oh look, he's 40, and he's 50, and he's 60. Now one thing of note, that will not calculate the distance between people who are at elevation, so I'm technically, oh, I forgot to put the type. So I'm technically above him by 20 feet, but he is still listed as 40 feet away because it doesn't calculate the elevation, because that's not built into the framework. But you can just add, hey look, I'm 20 feet above, so he's now 60 feet instead of 40 feet. Pretty simple. And other than that, you just run around, make attack rolls, make it so 16, 10 damage, that is going to miss, actually. Let's say it hits, though. Now let me turn off Fog of War so I can actually see what I'm doing. And look, he took 10 damage. Bam, his HP has been damaged. He has 1 HP for the DM's knowledge. Player just sees that he took 10. And under the health bar, oh look, he's really close to death. This guy is really close to being a sad panda. Takes 1 point more damage. His health bar is now gone, and you know that he is dying from his health bar plus the states. So that is how that works. And I think that pretty much covers the Shoopawoops. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, there's one more thing. Okay, for all of your stuff, you're generally going to want your spells, your personal powers, and all that in your selection window. To do that, you just click, drag, drop. For all the macros you want. Some DMs don't have the campaign frame macros in their campaign frame, and they'll give you a listing of macros that you can just put onto your token. So all the ones you need. So just grab them there and plop them on in. So there's that. Other than that, for new spells, if you have like 5 different first level spells, you just grab this, bam, 5, and then just rename them, give them their powers. So this one's like Firebolt. 60-foot range, I guess. I don't really know the range on it. We just changed it to 60. Duration doesn't really have a duration because it's an instantaneous spell. It does 1d6 fire damage, and click OK, and bam, done. Then we click that. This is, yeah. Then we're good. And to rename it, since it's still left spellcasting level 1, Firebolt. Bam. Now when I click this one, say Firebolt, 60 feet, 1 minute, this is a spell. Woo! That's what you're going to be doing with your selection windows, putting all of your personal macros in there, which you can group them up properly, so they're not just all a bunch in a thing, by going here and group, so spells. And under selection window, you now have 2 groupings, the ungrouped and the group of spells. And let's just get that spell back. Yep, 2 of 2, and shoop-a-doop. But now that's done, I'm 99% sure now that is everything involved with the framework. It's fairly simple. So I'm going to close out here and fix the issues I have found.